kids, bless your heart. Because they're expensive. So I bought them a bunch of clothes, and one of the girls has no legs. So I had to call her mother and go. She had running legs on. I go, what size legs is she? What size sneakers? She didn't have no shoes on, so I'm like, size Uncle Steve, size 12? What do you want?
Right.
So anyways, we ended up getting her a pair of boots she wanted, and his daughter, like, I take to church, and so I mean, she goes shopping Uncle Steve all the time. She's spoiled. But met him.
They go to church on Sundays together typically. Not today, but
I usually take her to church on Sundays, breakfast and church, so everybody knows. She goes, when she first started realizing she's a little bit famous because of my charity, when we, like, everywhere we go, like, all the biker community forget it. She can't go anywhere without getting bombarded by hugs and money or dolls or whatever. So she goes to breakfast, she goes, hey, Sammy, and she goes, Uncle Steve. Well, how do they know me? I goes, because you're famous. She goes, how? I goes, because you got one leg, you're cool. So, like, that was 7 years ago. I mean, but she's just, let him tell the story, because it's pretty good.
All right, come on, Steve. What you got?
Well, my name is Steve Vaca. I'm good friends with this. My best friend, probably right now. We've been friends for about 10 years now. When I first met him, it's kind of interesting. I'll give you a little backstory because there was a reason why I met him. My daughter was born with a condition called PFFD. She had to have. We didn't know this at the time when she was born because nobody knew it. She was just born and she was missing a couple toes. I'm like, this is what are you talking about? My doctor's sitting there like, oh, get the catcher's glove up, just joking around, all this and that. Everything's cool. All right, cool. She has a baby. Oh, everything's good. She's just missing a couple toes. Like, we're just still joking around. I'm like, oh, you serious, huh? So he said, no, she's really missing a couple toes, and he just left the room. So here we are, trying to figure out what happened to my daughter. Like, it's just like, whoa. My wife's bawling, crying. It's horrible. It was a horrible situation. So we ended up, we got to the point where, all right, well, we're trying to figure out what the hell happened. And I'm like, oh, okay. We found out that she had a condition called PFFD, it's proximal focal deficiency. So she was basically, short term, she was missing her tibia out of her shin. So we found out, like, oh, okay, well, what do we do now? So we went to the doctor's. The doctor's office said, hey, you could have 100 operations on her leg before she got, 18 years old. I'm like, okay, well, what's the other options? Well, you amputate her foot, put a prosthetic leg on. Okay. Just a baby.
Right,
okay, all right.
Yeah, it's
all right, well,
something to swallow right there.
All right, so I'm pushing her out of the office that day. And my wife's over there finishing up the paperwork, and I'm pushing her out of the stroller into the hallway. The next doctor's office over, this little girl hops out of the office right next to me, like literally almost in time as me coming out. Okay, all right. She runs all the way down the hall, runs all the way back towards me. She's never gonna run. She's never gonna be that girl. She'll never be that girl. That little girl ran back towards me. She was Down syndrome. I said, I'll never complain about this again. I'm gonna make this girl the baddest little girl I could possibly make her. And I did. I tell you, I've been working on that ever since.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, fast forward a week later, we meet these people like, hey man, we're doing this charity event, this 50 legs thing. Like, there's a bunch of people with prosthetic legs. I never even looked at a prosthetic leg. That dude's missing a leg. That's about all I had in my brain. Up until then, I'm like, okay, that dude's missing a leg. Well, that's weird. So my head just wasn't wrapped around it. So I'm like, all right, let's go check this thing out. So fast forward a week later, we go over to this charity event at Quaker Steak and Lube. We're like, oh, here's, all these kids running around. Oh, check that kid out. Look at that dude. Like, it was cool. Like, oh man, look at all these people. So we end up, my wife cornered him. Next thing you know, we gotta cut my leg off, blah, blah, blah. She's crying. He's crying. Don't you worry.
I take it serious.
Don't you worry. I'll get you kid a leg. Yeah. Okay, big biker dude. Sure, you're gonna do better than Shriner's Hospital. Okay, you got this, right? He's like, no, man. Come with me tomorrow. We're gonna go to the prosthetic company. I want you to see where we do this. So I want you to get introduced around people that really do this. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Let's do it. So the following day, like literally, this is Sunday afternoon. We get in the car Monday morning, drive to Orlando from Clearwater area to Orlando, which is about an hour, or about 100 miles, about 2 hours away. So, all right, cool, let's go do it. We show up there. And they start showing us all these videos of kids doing gymnastics,
Yeah.
running Paralympic athletes, and that's the day I started crying. Like, dude, like you got me, man.
Right.
I'm in.
Right.
I love you, buddy. Let's do this. And then,
Right.
10 years later, 25 legs later with my daughter, she's who she is now. Oh, she's here right now. She's
Yeah,
cool.
we almost had her.
She's a cool little girl. So
right.
that's my 50 leg story.
Well, Steve, I want you to tell me. Hey, absolutely. Give it up. I want you to tell me a little bit about your reality show. Are you a part of the reality show as well?
His family is Jack.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, anybody that's with. So
This is
my
it's
thing.
almost his granddaughter. Or his
Yeah.
daughter.
So my thing with reality shows is, you can see, all these people fighting and getting in fights and slapping each other. I miss the old stuff, the good stories. So my thing was, I've helped a lot of vets, a lot of firemen, a couple cops. So I want people to know, so one of the shows is going to be this kid Matthew Hicks from where's he from? Cincinnati. Kid's from Cincinnati, and he was going to fireman school, and he lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. That's how I lost my leg. So they reached out to us, and they were doing this thing called the Flying Pig Run, and his mother's out there with a sign, "Please help my son get a prosthetic leg." Not knowing I already approved it, and I was going just to Cincinnati to go see these two Chinese little kids that I get legs for. So it was ironic that I seen them, and I seen the sign. I go, "Hey," she saw me. She goes, "Steve Chamberlain!" I could never have a dog because of my big mouth.
We're live here at Corsos for Heroes.
It's all about the dogs.
They're service dogs. And they was for the service show ass right on up.
So I gotta be quiet here. I didn't realize my big mouth would get me in trouble. Well, it does anyways. So I end up seeing this big sign, and the mother comes up to me and hugged me, and she cried for like 15 minutes and wouldn't let me go. So one of my stories is Matthew wanted to become a fireman. Stan Patterson in POA made him a prosthetic that's already in his boot, ready to go. So he's dressed faster than all the other firemen at this place so all he's gonna do is take this leg off, literally take this one off and put the other one on, slide it on. He's gone.
Slides a stump right in.
Yeah, it's
He's
just
good to go.
it's just so cool, like being a part of that. So we went to Cincinnati and we were shooting, and they had an event for us, and just hearing the chief talk about him, like not giving up. And then we got this girl that just got flooded out in PA when she was on the second floor and her apartment got flooded out. And she's another great story. She's the first woman ever amputee in the world to be a firewoman. Or fireman. I don't know if you call it firewoman or fireman.
Firefighter.
She's a firefighter. There you go. Thank you. I wasn't being rude. I'm just ignorant about it. So, anyways, but she literally is like. So her story was amazing. So she got flooded out. All she took was her mom's ashes and her prosthetic leg and her dog. She was like, "That's all I need. I just need to be able to go to work tomorrow and take my dog and my mom with me." So, like, her story is gonna be awesome. And then obviously I help a ton of kids where I was in Colorado and I got to take 6 of my kids. I seen 6 of my kids for the first time. I've been doing this 10 years. And it's the first time I took my own time and went to go see the kids do what they do. And I've had 6 of them win gold medals at the Junior National Paralympics.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm like a drug addict when it comes to that. I won't miss one ever. I'm like, what's the next one? I gotta, because it just, I've been doing it for 10 years,
Right.
And
It's cool to watch kids.
yeah, it's just cool to see the kids be kids, like grown
Like a
ups.
proud dad.
Be grown ups, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't know what it's like to see a kid. I don't have kids, so I don't know what it's like to see my kid take his first steps, but I got hundreds and hundreds
You
that
gotta
I've
watch my daughter do
seen
it.
watch it take their first steps, so it just never gets old, like my friends always say, you work 7 days a week with your business, you got a charity, you shoot a reality show. I'm like, yeah, what else? What else can I do? Is there any, listen, I'm here, I'll fit something in my schedule if somebody, especially for vets. With Corsos does. When I met him, he was telling me a story, and I go, bro, vets gotta wait. What? How long to get a damn dog?
Right.
So, man, if you listen, this ain't about 50 legs. This is about what I'm here for. To help my friend. Man, if you got an extra couple dollars, give it. Let these vets have. Man, I know a couple of the Boston bombing victims that I get legs for. These dogs saved their lives. Celeste, I'm calling you out because you're one of them. But this is what it's all about, is helping the vets. Just, man, this could save a vet's life. I'm telling you right now, it's, you know, there's a lot of vets I
Best
see,
friend, just like that.
you know, they just need something to hold, and just, you know, when they get their PTSD or everything else they go through, they need something to hold, you know what I mean? I want to take one of those some bitches home with me. I need something to hold.
Hey, so before we go, love to know when the show is coming out, and I actually have a podcast, so I would like to interview you again on my podcast, so both of you guys,
Sure.
Yeah.
so we can get that awareness out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people don't know where to go, right?
100%. Well, that's 90% of it.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. People don't know where to go. I had somebody actually interview me today off in the corner for the newspaper. This is going to be on the front page of the newspaper next week. And he said, you know, what do you really see of what's going on here? And I said, and what I told him was, I see hope, right? When people feel like they don't have anywhere else to go
100%.
and they hit rock bottom and they don't know what their choices and options are, to watch this feed, to pass this feed out, to show somebody, man, I haven't tried that gives a lot of hope.
100%.
And so you know, to put your story out here, Corsos for Heroes story out here, and those nonprofits that really get hope are the nonprofits that I stand behind 100%.
Here, here.
So
Yeah. And you know, it's the old, you know, like, I'm not gonna throw a name, but I know there's big charities out there that help warriors and stuff like that have reached out to my charity, because we're so good.
Yeah.
When they went through their bad times of where the money went, all this craziness, we got calls. Hey, can we be part of it? I'm like, no, heck no. I'm gonna be the only one that does it on their own. I don't want, like, I'm not good with other, like, I'll help other charities, what I'm saying is, but I'm not grouping up with nothing.
Right.
I've been doing this for 10 years. We've helped over 600 people. If I help 600 more people in my lifetime, that's God's work.
Amen.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be, and the reality show that I'm doing is all for awareness to people that are in pain, like Shorty Coleman. 9 months they want to give him his leg. They held it hostage because he didn't have another $2,500 to give to them, where the greed becomes in, because it's already got double the money they got for insurance. So don't like, to me, that's just, when your greed is sad. I know a lot of people, a lot of these big companies come in these nursing homes, put people in legs that they don't even fit right, because they don't care if these people ever walk again. Because they know that leg is gonna sit right in the corner and they're gonna be in a wheelchair forever. So, but they got that insurance money and that's all they care about.
Right.
So the company I use, Stamp Out, like, I hate to keep saying his name, but you talk about the best Christian in the world that all he cares about is getting. I could call right now and say, I just met a guy that needs a leg. He'd be like, have him come here tomorrow. Like, legit. Like,
Right.
that's just the way that man is. And that's why I use POA. I mean, it's the wheel's not reinvented. He just goes outside the box because he owns the company, where it's not these big companies, you know, that have 600 places in Florida where it's robotic, where, all right, I'm gonna get you money here.
People to pay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't put this foot on you, I can't put this foot on, because this one's $2 more. That's $4 to get, because I'm a publicly traded company. So, to me, man, it's all about the patient. I want every, like, dude, I've had this leg on since 5 o'clock this morning, and I'm not in the least bit pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, when I see people that can't even walk, I'm like, oh, God. You go to that company, and they're like, how'd you know? I'm like, man, the pin system, first of all, then you're below the knee in a pin system. That's,
Like good stories, that guy who went to dance with his wife.
oh, yeah, I helped
That's
this.
good,
Listen to this. This story's awesome. So I got time to tell this quick story.
But I'm gonna reiterate something to you though.
Yeah.
When we were standing over there, before you tell this story,
I said we only
I
have 20
said,
minutes.
do you want 45 minutes? You said no. And you got story after story over here.
So there was this Vietnam vet that I meet, and I walk in. It was an old bar in where we live, and it was called the Porpoise Pub. Lou Falco, one of my best friends, and I walk in and I see this guy, and he's walking. I go, bro, that leg sucks. Who makes that? And he turns around because he's a vet, but like, he was cuckoo. Like, he turns around, wanting to fight. He goes, oh, you got one leg too? I'm like, bro, where'd you get that leg? That's horrible. he goes, I've had this leg and they won't give me a new one. And I'm like, well, bro, I go, I'll get you a new leg. I'm like, I'll get you a new leg. He goes, yeah, whatever. And he was an angry Vietnam vet. Like, not that there's many of them around, but he was an angry Vietnam vet. So I said, I go, let me get you a new leg. And he goes, nah. I'm like, all right, buddy, listen, I'm gonna get you a leg. I got him a leg, and he said, all I want to do is dance with my wife that I haven't done in 25 years because I had a crappy leg. So I take him to the prosthetic company. His daughter and one of the little girls that I just took shopping, the one little girl, they had an event of Ireland's second year or something like that. It was like a survivor thing, and they raised a bunch of. It was like right around Christmas, and we raised a bunch of bicycles for
It's like a Christmas type thing. We were trying to raise
so we
bikes
raised a
for
bunch of
different
bikes.
things.
So Fox 13
Yeah,
was
it's not
there.
just about legs. We try to help. We do other.
Yeah, we do other stuff. I do stuff for all other charities. So anyway, so he shows up and they're on Fox 13 and they're filming him and he goes, all I wanted to do was dance with my wife, and he danced the jig in front of everybody. Like, dude, it was the coolest thing. So that's and then the oldest guy I ever helped was he was 94, was Merchant Marine, World War II Merchant Marine. He died 2 years ago, but he was 98 when he died. But he was another cool guy that showed up at my events, wearing my 59 shirt on his walker, but he never walked for 20 years. And the last two that he was alive, he was standing vertical. So to me, that was nice.
Excellent.
So that's what it's about, man. You know.
All right, so I want you to look into the camera. Tell people how to contact you if they need a leg, if they wanted to donate, if they wanted to participate in any of your other events. Let them know what's going on.
So you can just find us at 50legs.org. My cell phone's on there. I talk to everybody. So just go 50legs.org. But again, this is about Corsos.
Absolutely.
This is more for these guys and helping the vets get a dog. I mean that's why I'm here. I'm here to talk about my charity, obviously, but we're in a good spot. I think we need to donate right now if anybody can. I'd love to see some dogs and some vets, man.
Especially these guys. You can see them.
I want that one. One of them's coming with me.
Steve is picking out dogs. We're here at Corsos for Heroes.
He almost attacked me. I don't want no damn dog from here. I need a fresh one that don't know my big mouth.
Hey, they literally told you to calm down. It was like this is doing too much. We're at Corsos for Heroes. Donate right now. Go to CorsosForHeroes.com. Click on the donate button right then and there. And even when you donate, you actually get a free gift. So the $20 gets you a t-shirt, $10 gets you a magnet, and we even got $5 gifts for you as well. Anything you guys want to say before you go?
I'm gonna give you $100. What do I get?
Oh, boom!
I'm giving $100 right now, so I better get something. Hey, my dog, come see Daddy.
He's sleeping now. So you know what? We have another interview. I need you to go over to the sound guy. I need you to give me that microphone right there.
We got thrown out.
Because we are live right here. So there is no cutaways. There is no backstage because we have D.A. Michaels coming up and she's going to tell us about the book. But hey, give it up for Steve.